What's up? What's up? Figured I would go live and hopefully get the chance to hang out with you awesome people. Hope you're all well. So, Saturday, 10 p.m. Central Time here. Just finishing up my day pretty much. Finishing up my day at the business here and just hanging out. The GU Oshare stopped by. Thank you so much for stopping by, GU Oshare. I do appreciate that. Hopefully we get a good crew here and get a nice station going. I do always enjoy these live streams. I love these discussions with you folks. I feel like we've got a great mix of people that tend to stop by in these live streams, and we've got some really intelligent people and some really supportive people and some people that kind of just some awesome people, funny people, just a great crew. People that are great at networking on YouTube and seem very supportive of one another. So that makes me very happy. So got 3 people in the house. That's awesome. 3 people watching. How are you folks? How are you folks doing? I had a great day myself. I'll take the liberty to share. Got some quality time with my wife and our 2 sons. Got to spend some time outside with them today, and our one of our sons was helping with some gardening, mulching some leaves, and watering plants. So that was pretty cool. And afterwards, just came to our business here today. That's what I did, and just been here since. Glacier Shark, what's up, man? Good evening. How are you? How's it going in Alaska, sir? Good evening. Good evening. Awesome. I see Glacier Shark saying hello to GU. That's awesome. Greet one another. Say hello, folks. Stop by, each other's channels and show support. You know what's up. You know, you know, you know what I recommend, folks. You know what I recommend. It's all about support. It's all about support. How's it going in Alaska, Glacier Shark? What's the weather like there where you are? I know I might pronounce it incorrectly. You're in. I shouldn't say I know. I think you're in Yakutat or Yakutat. I don't know how to pronounce that. You said it's like a temperate rainforest there. I know you said you get crazy amounts of rain, but what's the temperatures like there now, typically this time of year? Weather talk. Weather. Always good. Basic formalities. Let's discuss the weather. We've actually, if I may share the weather here, today was a really nice day. According to, I think, one of our vehicles, it said 61 degrees outside today. It was nice, sunny, beautiful day. Nice, cool, calm. Nice, cool, not calm. Well, it's not windy, so I guess that would be calm. Cool, crisp fall air. It's nice outside right now. Yak, like the animal. Yakatat. Oh, yak, like the animal. Okay, cool. Yakatat. Your cat-tat. Yakatat. Your cat-tat. Leave it to me to confuse myself more or overthink it. Yeah, I've been thinking about weather. Got my brain going on gardening. It's been an interesting year for gardening. I did not grow as much as I would like to have grown, but I feel like that's probably going to be every year. Probably every year, no matter how much we grow. And it's nice to be outside. I still want to see if I can get some stuff growing. Overwinter some stuff. Get some perennials started at least, so they can hopefully overwinter outside, in ground, and also see if we can get some stuff, keep some stuff going that we're overwintering in containers. We've got Claytonia outside, strawberries outside in containers, Claytonia in containers. Might bring them in at some point. Might leave the strawberries outside, but hopefully we could, besides overwintering the stuff we have in containers inside, hopefully we can start to grow some stuff, maybe lettuce, whatever, inside, and maybe move it outside in the warmer days, or just keep it totally inside and see what happens. Glacier Shark writes, it's supposed to be 65 knots winds Monday night, 18 Fahrenheit low tonight. You got it right the first time. Okay. Yakatat. I'll go with Yakatat, assuming that might be what I said the first time. Thank you for clarifying, sir, for letting me know. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lucy Warren's World. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you are well. Hope you are well. Thank you for hanging out, stopping by. Yeah, 18 degrees. That's cold, man. You got your freezing temperatures up there. I think we hit freezing 1 or 2 times here so far, but it's gonna get colder. Gonna get colder. As far as I am ignorant. I'm doing well. How are you, Lucy Warren's World asks. I'm well. Thanks for asking. I'm really well. Just blessed and just yeah, it's a good day today. In general, overall, well, today was a great day. Specifically today, in general, blessed, better than I deserve. Um, and as far as today itself, today really was a great day. Really was a great day. Everything was great today. Great family time today, and everything went well at our business today. And now I'm hanging out with you awesome folks. So yeah, all is well overall, and all is well today. Lucy Warren's World writes, it's supposed to be in the 20s soon. I'm in Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota is no joke as far as snowfall. You can get some serious snowfall in Minnesota from what I've heard. Oh, I think I mentioned or was going to mention to Glacier Shark, as far as knots, like winds, I don't understand that measurement. It's something I should learn. I don't know if that's, is that a, you know, seafaring term, people that are into like boating that they typically use. I think I've heard it used as far as like aviation knots. I don't know what that means. Hey, what's up, Jan? How are you? I am well. You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you, Jan. I'm happy to see you here, Jan. Jan is awesome. If you folks aren't connected to Simply Jan Homestead, highly recommend connecting to Simply Jan Homestead. Simply Jan Homestead, great channel. Lucy Warren's World, great channel. Glacier Shark, great channel. Got a good crew in here right now. 5 people hanging out. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Jen is good people. Jen is super cool. Super, super, super cool person. She seems to have a big heart and definitely like an understanding for people, like an appreciation for people. It's all good. If you're putting your live streams up, I'm missing yours, Jan. So I gotta. If you're throwing ones up, I'm missing yours. The difference could make a change real quick once you start getting to a certain number. Oh wow, so 18. All right, so that's. I'm assuming. I'm back. Frozen. Let's do some math. You said 18. 18 knots. Is that what you said? Let's check. Let's see. Let's see. 18 times 1.3. 23 miles an hour. All right. I would maybe say that's windy. Here in the Midwest, we get some serious wind sometimes. I mean, besides tornadoes, but we don't really, thankfully, get that many tornadoes around here. Oh, 65 knot. What? Whoa. Well, that changes the math, sir. 65 knots. 84.5 miles per hour. That is serious. Simply Jan Homestead writes, Colin, we were blessed with 2 greenhouses. We're so stoked. That's awesome. That's amazing. It's for serious win. What, they use the measurement knots for serious win? Or you're just saying that is serious win, because that is some serious win. 85 miles an hour is no joke. That is serious. Wow. Stay safe, man. Like straight up, like that's serious. That's the type of wind that could. I'm not sure like what the houses are typically built out of there, but I feel like that's like rip your shingles off your house. 3-tab, I think shingles, which I don't know if they're even used anymore. The architectural shingles, which is like 5-tab or whatever, but typical residential shingles, I feel like that would rip them off your house. That's crazy. Yeah, Jan, what are we doing for Thanksgiving? We're actually going to our neighbor's house. We met these people recently, and they're just awesome people. Awesome people in true like Missouri fashion. Just meeting people and just being friendly and conversational and neighborly. We actually met them because our pigs escaped, and they were super kind and helpful and awesome. And they, they got in contact with us by asking around, and let us know that they were kind of keeping an eye on our pigs and keeping them safe, thankfully, because they were expensive pigs, our breeder pair of kuni kunis. And yeah, just next thing you know, kind of befriended them, and they invited us over for Thanksgiving, which is nice because we don't have family down here. Our families are all in well, my wife's whole family. Well, my wife's family all across the world, I think, but mostly in the Philippines and America. She has family in different states, but a lot of her, her mom, her dad, her grandparents, you know, her uncles, they're in New York. My dad's side of the family, almost all of them or most of them are in New York. My mom's side of the family, a lot of them are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So we don't have family in Missouri, and it's nice. It's nice. We totally enjoy like chilling at home by ourselves. That's also nice too. Um, you know, it's nice to just be with just my wife and our son Dean, and this will be Liam's second, our other son Liam, his second Thanksgiving. So yeah, yep, yeah, just us. And my mom lives with us, so it's nice to spend time with her too. But we're looking forward to hanging out. Knots is for the water. Back in the day, Danish sailors would lower a rope with knots in it and count them as they passed alongside the boat. I'm learning from you, man. That's awesome. Thank you. I must have missed something in the chat with my rant there. Lucy Warren's World writes, going to my uncle's for Thanksgiving. Cool. That's cool. Yeah. Family's important. Something like that. Don't quote me. I'm going with it, man. Urban Harvest is here. What's up, Urban Harvest? There's another awesome channel. Lucy Warren's World writes, all my family is in Minnesota. Oh, okay. My Uncle Colin, who I was named after, I'm assuming that's who my father got the name from, he lives in Minnesota in a place called, well, he was, I'm not sure where he lives, but he was on the council of, I believe the council for Ramsey. Ramsey, are you familiar with Ramsey, Minnesota? Simply Jan Homestead, my daughter, son-in-law, grandson, and 2 great-grandchildren are coming. We haven't seen our daughter in 4 years, so super excited. Wow, that's awesome. Wow. Wow. I'm like number 118 tonight. What am I missing? What are you like number 118? I must have missed something. Something went over my head. I missed it. I don't get it. I'm near Ramsey, just a couple towns over in the outer suburbs of Minneapolis. Oh, wow. Huh. Interesting. I don't think I've ever been to Minnesota, ever. I think I've met people from Minnesota. Seems like an interesting place. There's a glitch in the YouTube likes on all videos now. Oh no. Listen, 118. Oh, you meant like actually number. Well, if there was 118 likes, I would be very happy. That would be cool. Anoka is the next town over from me. Okay. All right. This live shows 118 likes. Yeah, power moves. Power moves. 118 likes. You know how we do? Yeah, right. Hey, listen, that would be awesome. One day. One day. Lucy Warren's World writes, and Anoka is deemed the Halloween capital of the world. Never heard of that. Never heard of that. So yeah, we yeah, Thanksgiving just chilling. Our neighbor is like our neighbor, like next to us. However, next to us they could be, considering we live in a very rural place. But their property borders our property. There you go. Yeah, nice people, just super, super awesome people. Looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to a chill time. Yeah, yeah, because we've got friends we've made down here. We've made some great friends down here in Missouri, and I can't say it enough. Like, I'm a people person. I love people, and I could dislike some people too, but I like to socialize. I love to network, and I like to talk. And I can tell you, people in Missouri are truly special. That's a generalization, but I'm talking about warm, kind, generous people that have an understanding of community, people that help one another, high trust society. It's an incredible place. Truly, I'm blown away. Like every day, I'm blown away. Like pretty much almost every day, rather. Frequently, I'm just blown away with how people are so awesome here in Missouri. Jan writes, it shows 4.7 likes on my side. I'm assuming you mean 47. If it showed 4.7, then that's hilarious. 4.7, that would be hilarious. 47, that's also hilarious because it's over here. I'm looking at 7 likes. 4 people present in the live stream, 7 likes. Jan writes, one of these days we'll have to get together. Yeah, for sure. I would actually love to invite you to our home. Our home is not really like ready to have company. That's I don't know if people even use that word anymore. Oh, we're having company. A company means where I'm from and my age means having people over. Our house is not in a place to have company over because we just had some flooding in our house, which was horrible and was not fun. Got it fixed. Now, next thing you know, I'm doing some demolition in one of our bathrooms and got a lot going on. Some holes put in walls and stuff like that, trying to fix the problem for the plumbing. So now we've got to kind of fix our house up. But I would love to have you folks. I'd love to have you folks over. That'd be awesome. You and Kevin, I believe it's your husband or your boyfriend. I believe his name was Kevin, Jan. Pardon my memory. 4.7 thousand likes. Yeah, now you're talking. 4.7K. That's ridiculous. Yeah, let's do it. Silly Jan Homestead. Oh no. They should try. I hate plumbing. Well, husband Kevin. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin seemed like a cool guy. He seems just really nice, which makes sense because you're super cool and chill, and it makes sense, like for you two to be together because you both seem really just friendly and nice. I hate plumbing. Listen, I don't like plumbing. I don't like electrical. I don't like any of this stuff because I'm not good at it. I have very little to no knowledge when it comes to all that stuff. I admit it. I admit it. I don't pretend like I do. I sadly, growing up, I just focused on training in martial arts, teaching martial arts, and that was all of my life. I didn't really spend the time learning that stuff like I should. So that was one of the reasons I think I didn't learn it. I also didn't pay attention. I didn't show the interest. I might have been interested, but didn't really show the interest. I might have been self-conscious and didn't think I was really good at it, building and fixing things. So I just never really got into it. I wish I did. Glacier Shark, you guys ever keep bees? No, but I want to. I want to so bad. Simply Jan writes, every video I go on shows 4.7K. Well, what is going on? I want bees so bad. I want bees so bad. And really the only thing stopping us from getting from doing a lot of things, like having more livestock, beekeeping, is time and money. Those resources, time and money, which is the limiting factor or are the limiting factors for many people for doing a thing or things frequently. I would love to have bees. I was introduced at a homesteading expo to elementary, very limited. I don't even say I had the knowledge. I don't even probably remember any of it, but I was exposed to the idea of horizontal hives. And all I know from listening was apparently it's easier. Apparently it's better or whatever. Jan writes, I want bees, but Kevin won't let me. Why? Glacier Shark, I think they would freeze here or drown. Oh no. Oh no. Gen X Gaming, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Welcome. Lots of awesome channels here, Gen X Gaming. I recommend connecting to these awesome people straight up. Like, these are great supporters here. Great supporters. Yeah, I want them. I want them so bad. By the way, don't mind me as I eat some chocolate mousse. you folks who have been here on these live streams before sometimes know that I rudely eat during the live stream. So, chocolate mousse, yeah. Simply Jan Homestead writes, he hates bees and wasps. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I got stung by a hornet or a wasps or hornets or something recently, and that hurt. That hurt. And I think it was in my effort to run away from them that I got a nice gash in my back. I was taking care of our pigs one day, and next thing you know, I'm getting, I don't know what order it happened. I don't know if I got the cut first, or that made me freak out or something. Then I got stung, or I got stung, and then I freaked out, and then I got a nice cut out of a scar from that now. That hurt. That's no fun. That's no fun. I think it was, that was not fun. I'm eating some small batch honey from eBay. It's kind of expensive, but good. Jerry's Bees from Florida. You can pick the flavors. Oh, cool. That's good to know. Lucy Warren's World writes, I hate bees except the breed that produces, oh, the breed, I'm assuming you mean, that produces honey. I mean, I love honey. Honey is amazing. Honey is just great. It's delicious. And it's raw honey, especially the unfiltered, the better, I would call them better types of honey, can have the propolis and different components that are good for you. Apparently, local honey is supposed to be better, is good for people for having suffer from allergies, seasonal allergies. The local honey supposed to be good for that, and also it stores forever, essentially. Especially if you keep it, without moisture and light and without oxygen or oxygen limited or oxygen deprived. It's pretty much stored forever. It's a great prepper food. People saying hello. Sugar Creek, what's up? Sugar Creek, what's up? What's up? Where did you go, Sugar Creek? I thought I saw you come in. I didn't say hi to you. Did not mean to be rude. I was just yapping. Oh, there you are. Howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy to you. There's an awesome channel right there, folks. I hope you folks are all connected. If you're not, I think you should connect. I think you should connect. There's some great channels here. There's some great supporters here. Straight up, like some really great supporters. Frying Pan Army, welcome. What's up? How are you? That was my own what's up. I don't know how you would say your what's up or how you meant your what's up, Frying Pan Army, but what's up back to you? What's up back to you? There's another great channel, Frying Pan Army. Awesome, talented artist. Very talented artist. The honeybee population, Lucy Warren's World, the honeybee population has been dying, though, which is not good. No, it's horrible. It's horrible. All these animals had their purpose. There's a meme that I saw a while ago, and it was something like, honeybees, pollinate flowers, and it was like, this other type of bee does this, and it was like something like, I don't know if it was wasps or hornets, and it's like, just hurt you. Like, they just hurt you. They might have said it in different words, different language that I don't want to use, but it was like, they are something. And yeah, because I don't know, like wasps, hornets, I don't know what their purpose is, what they do. Not a clue. I'm not sure the difference of wasps and hornets. Actually, it's kind of interesting. It's something I would maybe like to research. Glacier Shark. It's interesting the difference in colors and flavors of honey depending on the bee's foraging base. Well, I can tell you my personal opinion, and I've read or heard is my favorite is buckwheat honey, hands down. Delicious. It's dark. It's amazing. And I believe I read or heard to finish what I started saying, or did say before, higher in antioxidants. I think it's just more nutritious. Frying Pan Army, not great to be honest. How about you, though? I don't know if you're responding to me saying what's up or asking how you are or someone else, but I'm sorry to hear you are not great, Frying Pan Army. That's unfortunate. Lucy Warren's World, right? I was researching that, and that's what people are saying. It's only the honeybee that produces honey. Oh. Hence the name. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, bees are important. I mean, again, I think all organisms, they all have a purpose. Whether we understand their purpose or not, they all have a purpose. I'm assuming wasps and hornets do too. I just don't know. I don't think I assume their purpose is not just to bite or sting people. I'm assuming they have another purpose. That's not their purpose. I'm sure that's what they do. But I'm assuming that wasps and hornets are important. I'm assuming they play their role or their roles in nature. I'd love to actually research that. I love clover honey. Yeah, I like pretty much all honey. I've had wildflower honey, which I think was good. Clover honey, I think I've had, but buckwheat, I'm telling you, buckwheat honey is awesome. So awesome. I could like almost taste it. It's such a unique flavor. So rich, and it's I don't know how to explain it. It's just amazing. Oh, Jan says, okay, I need to go. Sorry I couldn't stay long. Do not be sorry. Thank you, Jan. Thank you so much for stopping by. I do really appreciate it. And I'll try to swing by your place and visit you soon here in the YouTube world. And then also let's link up in the real world since we're pretty much neighbors. Well, YouTube could kind of be the real world too. Maybe. Most bees are pollinators. Interesting. Okay. I might have assumed that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming they're bouncing around doing bee things and pollinating while they're doing it. Yeah, it's so interesting. I actually might look into that. Sometimes I just go down these like start researching. I just jump from topic to topic, and it's really fun. It's one of the things I love to do. Is I'm super curious. And I just love to learn, and I'm always reading, and I'm always watching YouTube videos from smart people like you folks, and just trying to learn whatever I can because I won't understand everything, obviously, because nobody is omniscient. But I want to understand as much as I can. As much as I can about God, first and foremost, people, second, and things, third. In that order, I want to understand as much as I can about God, and I understand that there are mysteries of faith that I will not understand, but I want to understand as much as I can about God. And after God, I want to understand as much as I can about people, God's children. I want to understand people. That goes beyond social intelligence. I want to understand understanding people's psychology, just how they are, why they are, getting to know people, befriending people. And then after people, I like to understand things, animals, plants, objects, whatever. I just want to understand that, it's always led me to appreciate history, for example, science, for example. I look around me and I just want to understand, want to know. Always been like that. Me, it might be whatever time in the morning. I might be up reading about bees and hornets and wasps now. Straight up. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Maybe I was going to say before, like, I'd like to research and say I'm interested, and started saying, maybe I meant to say research, but started saying interested or interesting. Maybe I meant to say, like, it's interesting. I'd like to research it as in that topic. But I'm like that. I just want to dive in and just go for it. You folks ever do that? You ever just go down like rabbit holes of thought? I mean, it could be, I can get into theology, and I could be, I will say, I think in my opinion, if you do your research, by the way, Wikipedia is garbage, but Wikipedia for me is a good launching point for research. I could jump, because some of it, like if it's not political, which is all garbage anyway, if it's just information, some of the stuff I could probably rely on because it's just basic, straightforward, makes sense. But I would not rely on Wikipedia for like research. But if I'm looking at like the number of legs on an insect and Wikipedia explains it or something, then I might be inclined to trust Wikipedia. But for me, Wikipedia is a good launching point, or it's a good point to bounce around, like, all the highlighted words, jump, open tab, whatever, and just research and read. I could start from one subject, like like I think I mentioned theology, and I'm next thing you know I'm researching all these different denominations of Christianity, for example. Get me into history, could get me into ancient cultures. It's ridiculous. I love it. Mm. You have a drought. You're still in drought there in Tennessee. Yeah, we've had 2 years. I think it's been very dry here in Missouri, and it's been really rough, really rough. Yeah, I hope you do get some rain there. I hope you do get some rain there in Tennessee. We could really use some rain. Um, we have a pond that's supposed to be a pond and a pond that kind of is a pond. They both will get water when we have rainy seasons, and this year I don't think either of them filled up. It's painful, it's sad. And one of them is meant to be a pond. I actually dug it out with a backhoe, and which fell over while I was operating it and almost landed on me and almost killed me. That's a story for a different day. Could have killed me, could have injured me, whatever, but I came out fine. Thank God. Um, yes, if I say thank God, I mean it. Thank God. That was serious, and I think that I want to say I know, but who knows? I mean, God was directly and slash or indirectly saved me that day, but that was pretty crazy. And yeah, that thing, I didn't have a seatbelt on. Who wears seatbelts and those things? And fell over sideways, and nothing really, nothing really, nothing did land on me. That could have crushed me. And doing that, digging out the pond, trying to get this thing to hold water, put bentonite clay down after and stuff like that, and held water a little bit, filled up maybe once or however many times, not many times, one time, two times, a few times, and then this year, just I don't think it filled up at all. It's horrible. I want to try to get fish. I want to stock it with fish. That's livestock, fish, another protein source. Actually, for a shameless plug, I posted a video about why people should consider ponds. It's great to have fresh water. You can take that, treat it, filter it, treat it, boil it, run it through Berkey filters. I would recommend boiling it and then running it through like a Berkey filter or equivalent. No plug for Berkey. We're not sponsored by Berkey. I want to say obviously. That would be awesome if we were. Do your research. Side note on what horrible, ridiculous, disgusting things the Dumberment, Dumberment did to Berkey, that awesome company that provides awesome filters that give people clean water, drinkable water. It's really disgusting what happens to them. But yeah, you have a pond, boil it, throw it through your filter, Berkey or equivalent, you've got drinkable water. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, you should be good, I think. Yep, unless it's, you got some serious issues like radiation, that's a bigger problem. Unless you've got some serious issues like something that's not going to be killed by boiling or filtering out, but ponds are amazing to have. It's a great resource for livestock, great resource for irrigation, great resource for possible drinking water if you do what you need to do as far as filtration, treatment, boiling, filtering, whatever. I might have said filtering twice, but you get the point. Yeah, you could have stock with fish. I mean, ponds are great. Haven't had the rain for it though. I'm really hoping we get more rain. Oh, awesome. Glacier Shark writes, I've got my quail and chicken eggs in the incubator now. Oh, that's amazing. Try to remember, you said some type of giant. I don't know if you said Jersey giant or something with a W, giant, some type of giant chicken. That's awesome. The quail, are you going to just bring those indoors? You have to have them indoors because the temperature's there? Question mark? Sorry if I was chewing and talking at the same time. Pardon me being rude. I got 30 white quail and 15 chicken. Oh man, that's a lot of food. A lot of eggs and a lot of protein in the form of eggs and quail meat and chicken meat. That's amazing. CR, what's up? Creative redundancy. Awesome channel right there. Welcome, CR. Thank you so much. He's a great supporter. Awesome, great content, cool guy, just super friendly, great supporter. CR is awesome. You folks aren't connected to CR, please, like, just connect. This is just a great person, in my opinion. Off-grid with Sugar Creek Homestead of Tennessee writes, leafcutter bees are better pollinators than honeybees. I don't know if I've ever even heard of leafcutter bees. CR writes, I'm assuming you mean I am thinking, or I was thinking, of doing food videos right now. LOL. Yeah, I mean, speaking of food, I'm just going to keep eating this chocolate mousse. That's what I'm going to do. Because I like chocolate a lot. Yeah, I'm very passionate about food. I'm very passionate about what food means, what it is, besides flavors and enjoyment. I mean, sustenance, nourishment, had all the benefits. My diet's been kind of unhealthy for a while now, months or a year or plus, really. But I generally like to eat good, healthy food. Foundation in our household for good, healthy food is quality animal proteins and fats. Whatever, best quality we could afford, we can source, we can get our hands on. We can afford best quality we can afford, source and get our hands on. Animal proteins, animal fats, and then lots of veggies and all that type of stuff. But yeah, eat all the good stuff and then, the bad stuff too, like chocolate mousse and stuff, which, people say moderation. It's not moderation. It's supposed to be rarely you eat that type of stuff. The sugar is just horrible for you, no matter what you say. I mean, the research, it's irrefutable. Pre and post workout, certain situations, yes, some simple sugars can be okay. Whole different discussion. I'm not going to get into diet, wellness, nutrition, supplementation right now. But yeah, it should be more rare that you're eating that type of stuff. But yeah, food is just amazing. And again, I love the nutrition that we can get from food. I love, thinking about that, learning about that, being aware of that. I love trying different things, eat pretty much everything, like really everything. And I like that food brings people together. It's, it's just nice to break bread and hang out with people and eat together. It's great. He's exaggerating at one. Just saying. Who's exaggerating at one? I'm confused. I'm lost, CR. I'm lost. No idea what you mean. The damage they do is so very minimal compared to the work they do. Look them up. Interesting. Jersey Giants, yes. See, I listen, man. I listen. I don't remember all the time, but I do listen. And I got some other chicken eggs, mixed breed, black Australorp, red star egg layers. All right. Well, I'm not familiar with the red star egg layers. However, black Australorps are amazing. I highly recommend them. I recommend heritage breeds pretty much only, unless you're just looking for mass meat and Cornish crosses or whatever. But we have black Australorps, Rhode Island Reds, Buff Orpingtons, Plymouth Barred Rocks. That's what we have in our flock. I did a lot of research for picking those. Out of those, I would maybe say there might be little differences between them. Like apparently the Buff Orpingtons, the hens can go broody. So if you're looking to hatch naturally, Orpingtons or Buff Orpingtons, I think Buff is just the color. They're great because they tend to be broody. So if you're looking to hatch naturally, apparently that's one of their pros. Black Australorps, I believe, are slightly bigger than the other breeds that I had mentioned, which are all heritage breeds. They're all under the category of dual purpose, as in they give you some meat, not as much of it as a meat bird, they give you some meat, and they're good egg layers. They lay a lot of eggs. They're big enough to have enough, I guess, thermal mass to be fine during very, very cold winters, and they seem to handle the heat very well. I think they handle the cold better than the heat because I think we've lost some of the heat it wasn't the heat directly. It might not have given them enough water. That might not have been my fault. But I'm not gonna say. Um, it might have been my mom's fault. She was helping us take care of the animals, and maybe she didn't give them enough water or something. But it's okay, Mom. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus or anything. It's all right. But yeah, they seem to do well in cold and heat, and I think the heat, you gotta be a little bit careful with the heat. Constant water, shade, all that. Constant, not all that water and shade. That's what you got for heat. Fans and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't believe in spending money and having electricity, or whatever, for chickens, but whatever. Just make sure that they have ventilation. Yeah, I think heritage breeds are great, and they probably would even do well in Alaska, depending on the breed. And I actually remember there was a gentleman, I want to say in Vermont or somewhere. I don't recall his name. I don't recall the name of the video, but I think he runs his chickens off of just compost. They eat whatever insects are in the compost, whatever scraps, whatever. And I think he said his top pick for birds was black Australorps. I think it's because they're slightly bigger, so maybe they're just better at tilling, more weight and or strength, better at scratching, better at tilling, better at turning that compost. But I think this gentleman boasts that he used little or no, I want to say no food, just the compost system. When I say compost, I mean like huge piles of compost. Like you need heavy machinery, heavy equipment to move it around, size piles of compost. And the chickens just run around in the compost, scratching, eating, whatever. So yeah, I think black Australorps are up there. Definitely great choice. I have some Jersey Giants, very sweet birds. Brahma, always my favorite. You know, Brahma, I've heard of Brahma before. People seem to like them from what I remember. I don't have any. I don't mean my wife and I don't. Therefore, our two sons don't have any because what's ours is theirs. Everything is all about family, and we share everything. And I wouldn't say that my mom's though. She does live with us, but I wouldn't call them her chickens. Maybe they could be her chickens too. But yeah, I like the breeds we have. Brahma, I would consider them. I really consider any breed as long as they can handle the harsh winters and hot summers. Really, my little green onion is still growing in the window. CR writes, awesome. Cool, Sugar. I thought giant chickens would be cool. The photos of them are impressive. Another thing that's interesting is the giant chickens I've heard, which is just kind of logical, is if you're trying to hatch them out, they're larger, so the clutch, which is the group of eggs that the broody hen sits on, they can actually they can sit on a larger clutch so they can hatch out more eggs at a time. Something you folks, you awesome smart people, might not have ever known or thought of before, but I remember when I heard that, or I think it might have been through YouTube, I thought that was interesting and cool. I think I might have thought that at the time, but I think it's interesting and cool now, even if I didn't think it then. Larger bird, hatch more eggs, cover more eggs. Logic. Awesome. I'm going to be on America's Top. What's up, Alvin Watkins? I didn't welcome you, man. Welcome. I'm going to be on America's Got Talent. Super cool. Super cool. Very cool. That's awesome. You've got talent, man. I can't sing like that. My wife can sing. I can't sing. I enjoy singing. I love it, but cannot sing well. Just reading some stuff here. Cool that they can maintain the circulation of the system with chickens. All the best in that, Alvin. Australorps, Reds, Barred Rock, can't go wrong. That was great for me when I had chickens. I agree. Welcome, Ray Baby Metalhead Fisherman. Welcome. This is another great channel right there I recommend connecting to. Yeah, I highly recommend those breeds you recommended. The other one that I recommended before that we have is the Buff Orpingtons. Are the Buff Orpingtons? I think that they're great, and from what I've researched or heard or whatever, was that they tend to still have their broody instinct. So the hens, the Buff Orpington hens, apparently are more likely to go broody, which is great if you're trying to hatch out your own. That's great if you just want to not use an incubator. I think that's extremely important if you want to be able to have, let's say, SHTF situation, disaster scenario, where you're really, food production is just super important naturally. You might want to be able to hatch out your own chickens, and you might want to do that without an incubator. We don't have an incubator. I want one. This hasn't been a priority. I really want one, though. I think that's great, and that's also good to have for SHTF scenario too, or disaster scenario too. People go, oh, well, what if you don't have electricity? There are many scenarios or many disaster scenarios where electricity will absolutely still be available. And even if the main grid is down, there's still ways of having electricity. Just saying. So yeah, having an incubator, if you have access to electricity during a survival scenario, I would be hatching chickens nonstop, and eating them nonstop. So yeah, incubator definitely has a place too. Just like not having any, having hens that could hatch naturally, and having an incubator, they both have, as far as prepping goes, both important. Important also, have birds that can hatch out eggs and have an incubator in a disaster scenario. Nice to have both. In a disaster scenario, you could have, chickens that could hatch out eggs and also have an incubator. Great. Have her sing an intro. My wife? That would be cool, actually. I love her voice. I love everything about my wife. She's amazing. Yeah, she really is. Just love. My wife's kind of, I don't want to say shy, but she's not one of those people to just get up and sing. She might. She's done karaoke and stuff in front of me before, but she's kind of just chill. She doesn't seek attention. Not saying that everyone that sings seeks attention. Glacier Shark says, hopefully you do well there, Alvin. It's nice. Orpington was broody lot. Orpington just saying they were broody. Ready baby metalhead fisherman. Metalhead, yeah, I have tried all those except the Australorps. Yeah, Australorps, great. Another thing I've heard, not sure if it's true, as far as aerial predators, that the black Australorps, being that they are black, actually deters aerial predators because they think that they're ravens or crows or whatever, so they stay away. I don't know if that's true, but I haven't seen any aerial predators, and we live near a place, I'm not going to say where. I'm not going to get up too close to our location. I say my location, obviously it's our location, as my wife and our two sons, and my mom lives with us too. We have hawks and eagles. I think eagles. I haven't seen any on our property, I don't think. Definitely seen hawks. I actually posted a short of a video of a hawk, but I don't know if they've ever got to our chickens. There was 1 or 2 times there were some mysterious deaths that looked kind of gruesome. And one of them was, I think, was caught in some hardware cloths. I don't think that was a hawk, but I don't know if they've ever had any hawk pressure, any aerial pressure. I wonder if that's because we have the black Australorps in the flock. I wonder if that prevented aerial predators. I don't know. I forget when I've heard that, but I think I heard it because I'm saying it, so I must have heard it somewhere, maybe. Frozen chicken here in Alaska is $40. So at this point, I would rather grow my own. What? That's stupid. It's stupid. That's ridiculous. I could probably wonder the cost if I'd be legally allowed to. You folks know anything about me and how I feel about being allowed to do things or not allowed to do things. Not sure the quotes really make any sense there, but it's ridiculous. Straight up, it might make more sense for me to get some dry ice if I was allowed to, and send you some chickens. I could charge you half the price, man. Probably still ship them. Actually, It's ridiculous. Actually, no, shipping could be insane to ship to Alaska, but whatever. That's just crazy. Australorp I thought was not good in heat, but surprisingly, my relatives love them and they are in tropical. Interesting. Okay. All right, Ray Baby, Metalhead Fisherman. Interesting. And SHTF having resources would help. Yeah, I mean, all resources. Um, I wouldn't, I mean, the chickens themselves are resources. So, I mean, having broody chickens, they could be considered resources because the chickens themselves are resources. So, I would call chickens resources. And broody chickens, being that chickens are resources, yeah, resources. Sure. Incubator? Sure. Resource. Tool, resource, whatever. Have as much stuff as possible. Have as much livestock as possible, as much water as possible, as much food as possible. I mean, just have stuff, have animals that you could eat that produce food for you. If you don't eat the animals, then they better serve some type of purpose, protection at least. You have dogs and stuff. You people that love dogs, here's my unsolicited opinion, might be unwanted. If you have a dog, SHTF scenario, that dog is not protecting you. A dog is liability, or might not be worth having a dog around. Same thing for cats. I know people that love pets are like, oh no, Colin doesn't like pets or whatever. No, it's reality. Get over it. Wow, Glacier, that is expensive chicken. Yes, it is, Ray Baby Metalhead Fisherman. It is. There's tons of eagles here. Awesome. I won't save on growing my own, but that's okay. You think you won't save on growing your own chickens? Maybe you would. Depends. Get resourceful, get creative when it comes to feed. You're a smart guy. Connect any local restaurants if there are any around you or like that. See if they've got some scraps or something too. Chickens will eat pretty much anything or most things. That's if that's what you're talking about as far as you won't save on growing your own. I had an eagle attack and kill a bunch of my ducks once. That was stressful. Oh no, ducks. That is one of like, I keep saying like the next livestock I want, but really I want sheep, really I want quail, really I want ducks. I want them all. I don't want them all, but do want sheep, I do want quail, I do want ducks, and probably some other livestock too. But ducks, I like ducks over chickens. Chickens I like overall pretty much compared to most, if not all. Not necessarily the food, but as far as homesteading, as far as emergency preparedness, as far as SHTF, chicken's number one. 2 sources of protein, easy to raise, could eat pretty much anything. They're great for compost systems, manure. I talk about this in previous videos. Please check out those videos. That would be awesome. Yeah, but one of the things I think that ducks, and the way the ducks are superior to chickens is they have fat, duck fat. You want, and especially for a survival scenario, besides awesome, delicious culinary purpose, I think duck is a superior meat than chicken. Maybe overall maybe, is that duck fat. Duck has fat, and you want those calories and the nutrition that comes in fat, animal fat. So yeah, duck. I would love to get some duck breasts. Delicious. Delicious. I want some ducks. Off-grid with Sugar Creek Homestead of Tennessee. Carl Hammers, the guy up north, raises over 600 chickens, 0 commercial feeds. Thank you so much. I think that is the name of the gentleman. Thank you so much for being knowledgeable and awesome and knowing who that person is. That's who I was talking about before. And I think it might be Vermont. I think they're actually in the compost business. I don't even think they're in the chicken raising business or something. But it's interesting. What I think could be incorrect. Maybe that he is in the chicken raising and compost business. I know several off-grid folks that have incubators. Yeah, incubators are great. Incubators are great. Incubators and having broody hens or hens that can be broody, that have the genetics, that have the instinct to go broody. The feed cost is crazier. 50 pound is $75 because of the shit. Glacier Shark, man. Listen. I'm sure you've got your reasons. You do seem like a smart guy. And obviously fishing, that's what you do. And you seem like you're good at it. And I assume you can make some good money or even great money. Alaska seems to be prohibitively expensive to live there. And I know it doesn't just come down to finances. But I almost want to ask you, and this could be asking you, why stay there? Besides it being, unless it's like you just want to live there because it's beautiful and you like it and you love it, because of family, because of friends. It just seems, I don't know. I don't know. And pros and cons. I mean, it's good to be remote for survival. It's also not good to be remote for survival, especially like survival while the system is still operating, because you're everything's so expensive to get there. And yeah, I don't know. Could you take your awesome skills and knowledge in fishing and go elsewhere? Just saying. You just say things like that, and that's like mind-boggling expensive. Feed cost here is expensive to me, and it could be like 13, 14, 15 bucks for 50-pound bag. What would you do with the feathers after? The ducks? Well, I would compost them. I actually have a video talking about how feathers are great for compost, because they are. Feather meal is in fertilizer you buy in the stores. It's high in nitrogen. Probably has other minerals, nutrients, whatever. Just compost them. The Peking duck is the bomb, perhaps my favorite food. Peking duck is awesome. Oh, you just made me remember. There's a place I was the general manager of for 6.5 years. Well, I might not have been GM for 6.5 years. I worked at a place that I was general manager for 4, 5, 6 years of, and I was general manager for about 4, 5, or 6 years maybe in New York, and they had an awesome Peking duck. It's something like, you just messed me up now. I'm be craving that stuff. I don't even know if I can get that around here. Served with the hoisin sauce. Woo! Little things called like lotus buns, like they're soft, fluffy buns with like little slices of cucumber and I think scallions or green onions or something. Oh. Peking duck. Why'd you have to mention it? Yeah, it was an Asian restaurant that I managed and worked. I wasn't a manager the whole time. I think I started as like a server, and then it was like, all right, fine, I'll take the management job, and then just kind of co-managing, and then become general manager. But when I was managing, one of the perks was I could eat a lot of awesome food and for free, and I didn't eat the Peking duck all the time because I didn't want to abuse it. It was something that they only maybe had so many. It might be more expensive item, but I did. I ate sushi a lot, like a lot. But Peking duck, wow, nice crispy Peking duck, delicious. Glad I ducked in now. LOL. It's a job. I love my work. Fishing and the income offsets the cost of living. Awesome. Yeah, I'm not like critiquing your choice, man. I don't even know your situation, your choice, or like that. I don't know you. I don't know your situation. I don't know your numbers. I think I was just sincerely curious. But yeah, that makes sense. Income offsets the cost of living. Great. Seems like you can make great money. And it's a job. You love your work, fishing. Wow. I mean, it's amazing. And you seem like you're good at it. I could just tell from just watching your videos, like assume I could tell you know what you're doing just from the mechanics of it. Super cool. Chickens can eat fish. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. I actually would like to get minnows, like a little children's pool, get minnows going or something like that, because it's great food for chickens. Great food for chickens. I think I've seen that before, and it's actually a reminder to get some duckweed. Does anybody have some duckweed they would like to send me or sell to me? Duckweed? I would like that. Food for our livestock. One of those things I think of, however frequently, and don't do it. Put a note in my phone right now. Duckweed. 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 Get some duckweed. Yeah, just speaking of food costs for or feed costs for livestock, I would love to get some of that. Any way I can cut costs down would be great. I've been thinking after uses for some of these resources like the feathers. Well, compost them, or just trench compost them. Bury them in your garden if you've got an outside garden to improve other stuff. To improve other stuff. I've wondered about the feathers, CR. Yeah, feather meal. Again, it's just great for your garden, great for composting. Our chickens leave plenty of feathers. I think I would say when they molt, but I think this is like the first year they've molted, and I don't even understand how it's possible because most of our flock is new, sadly. So I don't know if they were just losing feathers or they molted or something, because I think we had chickens at least for 1 year for a full cycle of a year, and I don't remember them molting ever. I don't know if that happens every year, considering how things are going lately. Well, in my opinion, things are not going well. That's could be an unpopular opinion because I feel like in today's society, and it's arguably worldwide, my opinion, is that people are so. It's going to be positive. It's going to be positive, but they're so posy think that like the second they hear anything that could be categorized as negative, it's like children. I don't want to hear la 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 la. Don't hear, don't see. It's like willful ignorance. And I'm not just talking about political pendulum swings because politics are garbage. I'm not just talking about, you know, the distractions, the media posts. I'm talking about overall trends. Overall, multi-year, 3, 4, 5 years and more, 10 years, 15, 20, 30, 40-year trends. Where is the world going? Just look at the trends. Look at it. Look at what's already happened. Look at where we're going. It's not to a good place. It's not. It's absolutely not. And I could get into that, but I'm not going to. Just not. It's just reality is pretty. The reality is, I think, the future. The next few years, I think, are going to be really tough. And I think when we're talking about a specific number, I would say by 2030, the world will be, I don't want to say almost unrecognizable because we already have things in place that already are kind of concerning. It'll happen at a pace that all the idiots out there will just accept it and just march along with the authoritarian playbook or whatever. But I want to say it will be almost unrecognizable. I think by 2030 the world will be, and I don't mean that. I mean that in a bad way. It'll be unrecognizable to, let's say, 20 years ago. Just saying. I like that they. I know that like fly tying feathers are raised in a different way. Those birds are expensive. I don't know what fly tying feathers are. No, fly tying feathers. I do not know what fly tying feathers are. So those birds are raised in a different way. Those birds are expensive. We use down filling among resources. That's great. Yeah, that's great. I mean, honestly, like now that you mention it, as simple as it is, I might not have thought of. I might have thought at some point, but even chicken feathers, instead of composting them, if you ever needed to like stuff some pillowcases or something like that, or stuff some blankets or whatever for warmth, who knows? Something to think of. Maybe that would be beneficial. Chickens do molt every year right before they get winter feathers. I mean, that makes sense. But I think, I'm telling you, I think for 1 or more years, we had chickens that did not molt unless I did not realize it because they never had that bare look unless it was kind of concurrent. They were losing them and getting the new feathers at the same time, but they never looked bare. Yeah, it was interesting, but I don't remember it. And even then, I don't remember ever really seeing them missing. Hold on one moment. Business, one moment, please. All right. Okay. Hmm. Sorry. Well, this is a business stuff. Hmm. All right. Sorry about that. If you have enough of a resource, you can make something. Yeah. So the molt, I mean, yeah, maybe they molted. I didn't even realize somehow. But either way, there's times I've noticed like periods of time, at least with the newer chickens, maybe not the ones from 1 or 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years ago, because I think we did have them. We were in New York about 4 years ago, and we did have chickens in New York. Well, we may or may not have had chickens in New York because we were not allowed to have chickens in New York. So if we did, that might have been around 4 years ago, and I don't know if I remember them molting. But I think this year, new chickens, like maybe less than 6 months old, because they're not even laying yet, and they should start laying around 5.5, 6 months or whenever. Not laying. I've seen a lot of feathers out there, but they don't look bare. So who knows? Not really sure about the molting thing, or if it's happened or when it's happened with our chickens. I mean, I'm not. I don't even know. For the past 4 years, I don't know if it's happened, and if it has happened, when it happened. I don't know. I try to be pretty observant, but maybe I just didn't notice if it did. The feathers are expensive for sale, like for fishing lures, fly lures. That's super, super cool. Super cool. Yeah, enough of a resource, you can make things. A lot of things you just need volume, a lot of a certain thing or things in order to make them useful. Not, but maybe with one feather you can make a lure or a fly lure or something maybe. Off Grid Sugar Creek, Homestead of Tennessee. I agree regarding 2030. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to say not just because you agree with me, I'm going to say you're paying attention. Not just because you agree with me, but because that's what I think. So that's what I think, and I think because that's what I think. So I think you're paying attention because I think you're on point and you know what's up. That's not just because I think it. It's because I really believe that to be around the time that things are going to be weirder than they even are. So I think it's correct. So I think that being that you think think that, which is the same thing I think, and I think that is correct, that 2030 will be a very strange world. I think that you know a thing or two about a thing or two. You've been paying attention. You've probably been researching. Yeah. So I think you know what's up. I think you know what's up. Do your research, folks. This stuff is unapologetically professed from the powers that be. Their game plans for the world. It's not even like. It's just they tell you what they're doing. They tell you their game plan. So just pay attention. Yeah. Yep. 2030. I think you're spot on. I think you know what's going on. And if you folks don't know, you better wake up and follow along because there's some nefarious plans out there. Just saying. So yeah, off to a Sugar Creek Homestead of Tennessee. Just prep up, and just be safe, be well, because it's real. It's so real. And when you said that, you agree regarding 2030. I mean, that really shows me something about your awareness. And again, I'm not just saying it. If people are like-minded, they're like-minded. I don't agree with people just because they share the same beliefs as me. I agree because I had that belief. In order for me to have a belief, I have to believe in it. Hello, common sense. $70 to $200 for a chicken's neck feathers for tying trout flies. What? That's crazy, maybe. So how much would a fly be? A fly, I'm assuming, is like a lure of some sort. Very creative dependency. Creative. I'm learning to recover and reuse resources better. Nice. Literally a pillar on the channel. Very creative redundancy. Yeah, this is nice to hang out with you folks. Happy you folks are here. I do appreciate it. This is great. Definitely great. These things get my brain going. I like that. It has me thinking, has me considering options, thinking about things to research, learning. I just love these live streams with you folks. They're great. Truly, really. Sugar Creek, gotta run. Just got home. Catch you next time. Well, I hope you take care. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great night. What's going on? That might be in response to my little rant, my cryptic rant about what's going on in the world, perhaps. Yeah, it's what's been going on for long time, centuries, or say around a couple thousand years, but has been accelerating for over 100 years now, and accelerating. The past 5 years alone, there's been some huge changes in the world that systems have been put in place. Predictive programming has been happening. People have been primed and conditioned to accept certain things, and certain social atmospheres have been designed and created. One of the things about the past, things were not wasted much. Well, yeah, that's true. Waste not, want not. Absolutely. A trout fly is maybe $3, retail more or less depending. Okay, that's cool. I mean, that seems reasonable. Trout is yummy. I like trout. That's yummy. I always think about eating. I'm not like, I don't understand, and respectfully, because I think it's cool to catch and release. I think it's really nice, and it's good to not try to overfish and stay sustainable and stuff. But I don't understand the purpose of fishing, and if the fish is a fish you could keep, I would keep the fish. I would want to eat that fish, personally. I would not want to keep fish that are too small or fish that should not be kept, not just because of the rules or what we're allowed to do. Again, I don't like being allowed or not allowed. It's common sense and respect for nature and the environment and other fishermen out there. I just would not abuse it. But if a fish is a keeper, if I could keep a fish, I'm going to keep the fish and eat that fish. Like making soup with turkey after the holiday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. That's what my mother-in-law, my father-in-law do. They take the carcass and just boil that, and I think it's called juk or something. Just add rice and make a nice rice turkey broth soup kind of thing. Juk, I think that's what they call it. Delicious, yeah. We save all bones from like everything. Anytime we eat something, bones, whatever, we save them, we freeze them, and we take them out. And we make bone broth or bone stock. Yeah, technically it's not stock if it doesn't have vegetables in it, but sometimes I've added vegetables, I think, in the past, or like leftover onion that's been chopped up that's going bad or something. But yeah, technically it's like a bone broth, really. And we use that as a base for anytime we need liquid to cook with. I have a video or videos on that if you want to check it out. I think it's cool. Love turkey soup. Yeah, turkey soup is great. Yes, it's called that. Oh, cool. Wait a moment. Wait a minute here. Is juk? Is that because part of my memory, creative redundancy, and I mean this in a respectful way, not to assume your race, not to assume your ancestry, but I believe you're Asian. Are you of Filipino descent by chance? because I'm wondering. My wife is Filipino, and if her family is calling it that, maybe it's Tagalog. Juk. A lot of these deer bones and moose bones this year I gave to a friend for bone broth. Wow, that's awesome. Super cool. Moose bones, I'm assuming, well, depending on what part of the animal, they could be huge, maybe. That's super cool. What about bone marrow? Like moose bones, deer bones. Do people eat? I'm probably answering my own question. I'm assuming people eat bone marrow from all kinds of bones, but I don't know if I've ever heard of people, besides cows. I love bone marrow. Eating bone marrow from like deer bone marrow, moose bone marrow. Canoe cut those, boom, roast them, grill them, whatever. Oh, I'm hungry. I'm not even really hungry, but I think I'm getting hungry. I want some bone marrow. I want some bone marrow. I want some Peking duck. Folks got me hungry. I just know different people and see what they make. I'm not into it, but maybe one day. Oh, listen. Bone marrow, salt, black pepper, little garlic powder maybe, and if you want to, it's really it's like it really is delicious. I don't know if you've ever tried it. If you haven't tried it, it they call it like animal butter, whatever. It's just creamy and rich, really flavorful, kind of neutral. Could be kind of chalky maybe. I don't know if it's because of the bones are sawed maybe or something like that, or cut perhaps. But yeah, it's really delicious in my opinion. But you could add a chimichurri sauce or a version of that, some like a green sauce, like with parsley, whatever, a little garlic, whatever. You could also add bacon, which will cover up a lot of the flavor, and just add. I mean, bacon's bacon. You add butter if you want to, whatever. Garlic bread, crostini. Just saying. Bone marrow, super nutritious. The hierarchy of meats that the ancestors would eat back in the day. I mean, it's talking like early humans would be bone marrow first and foremost, then organ meats, and then flesh, like muscle bellies, like steaks and chops and all of that. Bone marrow, because it's calorically dense, lots of fat, and that's a great survival food. And it's full of nutrients, full of vitamins, minerals. It's just super, super nutritious. After that, liver, brains, heart, more nutritious, more nutritionally dense than steaks, chops, muscle bellies. And what do we all eat now? Steaks, chops, muscle bellies. A lot of people don't even eat organs when they could have the most nutrition because our diets have changed. What we're used to has changed. But we should be eating just as much, if not more, of that stuff. Yeah, and the muscle bellies, have lots of nutrition as well, and they're amazing and super healthy and lots of great protein. But nose to tail, eat the whole animal. Yeah, if it had bacon, I'd eat it. Yeah, go for it. Dibin, what's up, Dibin? Bone marrow is very good for you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is good for you. Very good for you. I've seen these videos, what they made in Great Depression and medieval times. Interesting. I've seen the videos is like what people would do as far as in the culinary sense during the Great Depression, for example. Things they would eat, ways they would save money, ways they would be thrifty. Very interesting, and I think very important to learn from the ancestors because, yeah, these people lived it. We could be theoretical all day and talk about this, that, the other, whatever, but they lived it. People who lived in the Great Depression, they knew how to stretch money. They knew how to have full bellies with, maybe not the best diets, but they were eating and they were creative. They learned how to disguise repetition, maybe maybe they eat the same thing all the time and learn different ways to cook the same things to prevent food fatigue, getting tired of the same food over and over again. People in the Great Depression knew what's up. People during the Great Depression knew what's up. They knew how to survive. And people could learn from those people to in disaster scenarios, emergency preparedness scenarios, SHTF scenarios. People would probably have to live those ways and do those things again. Eating for blood type is healthy. I agree. From my limited knowledge, I do agree. I am blood type O, and that is, we animal proteins and fats. Yeah, animal proteins and fats. And if I don't get it, I am not well. I don't do well. Adapt to what we have nowadays for resources like food. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm O positive. Yep, yep. I think I'm O positive. I assume I am positive. Yeah, yep. So I've heard O blood types. I don't know if it's O positive and O positive or just O blood type in general. That yeah, do well with animal-based foods. Sugar and alcohol is stuff I stay away from. Yeah, yep, yeah, it's horrible. I quit drinking. I don't drink anymore. I quit drinking, and it's one of the best things I've ever done. One of the best things I've ever done for my body, and that's after a life of a lot of drinking. And yeah, it's not good. I mean, I try to be honest with myself. Like here, I got chocolate mousse next to me. I'm very, very aware of what's in this. I'm very aware, in short, in general, in summation, that it's not good for me. But I try to be honest with myself. I believe a lot of people have their vices and their addictions and their inclinations as far as what they eat. And they just lie to themselves. Just be honest. It made you poisoning yourself. It made you doing something that's not good for you. Don't try to find the positives. Or, it's good to find the positives and know the positives of eating certain foods, drinking certain things, doing whatever. But don't use that as a coping mechanism to cover up what you're doing. Just saying. Sober 3 years, best decision ever. Hey, that's awesome. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'll share something personal with you folks. I've been sober about 7 months. 7 months, not a drop of alcohol. And I grew up around it. It was in my culture, family culture, subculture where I'm from. I rarely drink now. I had one drink this year. Hey, that's great, man. That's great. That's great. Glacier Shark, I don't drink much either. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like people, it's tough. People lie to themselves. And I'm not being mean. I'm definitely not being judgmental because number one, only God can judge. And in the typical connotation of judging, as far as just assessing people and reading people and whatever, I'm not even judging that way either because I've been there, done that. Let me tell you, I live life, folks. I've done a lot of things, and I can tell you, it's horrible. Bible talks about having a sober mind, being present, dealing with things. When you're masking, you're not dealing. You're not really living life. That's reality. I'm not going to get into this too much, but just saying. Actually went a whole year. That's awesome, CR. Freedom by me. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Freedom by me? Welcome. There's an awesome channel right there. There he is. Alcohol destroys your muscles. I don't miss that hangover. I do not miss hangovers at all. I had way too many in my life. It's horrible. It's not good for your psychosis. It could create psychosis. It can create psychological problems. Yeah, and let me tell you, I lived it. Been there, done that for most of my life. And the anxiety and depression of just waking up the next day being, feeling horrible, it can really mess you up. And I made so many poor choices while I was drinking over the years, doing bad things and violent things and whatever else, that I think I associated drinking with regret and doing bad things. So, I would just drink and maybe not even do a bad thing necessarily. Drinking is, in my opinion, not knocking, whatever. Drinking heavily, bad thing. Let's just keep it kind of simple. But I would still wake up as if I did something bad because I was so conditioned to the next morning. Oh, what did I do? I said that. I did that. I regret. This neuroassociative. It was horrible. Sober is better, although not always the easiest. It is not the easiest. It's not the easiest. It's not the easiest to face reality. Having the shakes. Having the shakes. Hello, brother. What's up, Freedom by me? Yeah, I mean, it's sad how many people are, we all have our own different addictions. Some people, and I won't get into this too much. I don't want to make this live stream about this because there's some controversial stuff. But I'm relatively educated, self-educated, and let's just say maybe not just self-educated when it comes to addiction and stuff like that. But a lot of times we just lie to ourselves. You know, I will say there is kind of a addiction's addiction. Sober minded is sober minded, but there is kind of a hierarchy of addiction. But addiction is addiction. Sugar kills countless people every year. Causes type 2 diabetes. I believe it's connected to heart disease. It's a sugar addiction. I'm eating chocolate mousse right now. Horrible. In the acute, quick, short-term sense, yeah, I mean, heroin could be worse. I mean, I've known people died from it. So there's could be like a worse kind of thing. It also depends on the person's genetic disposition, their psychological inclinations. Some people, they might go out and snort some coke on the weekends a few times a year and not have it negatively affect their lives. Whatever. I'm not recommending that, but there might be people that are like that. Just saying. There's some people that can't touch it, otherwise they're off to the races. Full steam ahead. Addiction is weakness, which is a personal choice. That's my opinion. I agree with you. And as a person who drank most of my life heavily, it is, because you are numbing. You are not dealing with. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean, it's understandable that people would opt out of facing reality, the sadness, the pain, the grief, the stress that life can throw at people. I get it. Still weakness. It doesn't mean that people are weak overall. There's some really strong, mentally strong people, psychologically strong people who still lean on that crutch, but it's a crutch. I hate to break it to you, folks. If you can't function without your coffee in the morning, and you're like just like modern society, for example, talk about the hierarchy, whatever. I was talking about a hierarchy, which shouldn't get into this, but I'm getting into it. Yeah, in my opinion, there's kind of a hierarchy of like heroin, meth, things that could kill you statistically speaking, can kill you in a shorter amount of time as far as its acceleration, its progression. Alcohol, and then you can get into like sugar, caffeine, but at the same point, maybe some things are worse for other people. Again, there are people that might handle one kind of, nicotine, whatever, cigarettes. People can handle one addiction well, but not another one. It's all addiction. But I think that there's some that could be arguably worse, generally speaking, or typically speaking, than others. However, if you are the type of person, like, modern society is like, they have t-shirts and things like, and I love coffee. I love caffeine too. I mean, I've gone without caffeine for periods of time in my life. And there's times where like right now, running the restaurant, not to use that as an excuse, but I'm drinking too much tea, Turkish coffee. I'm drinking soda. I don't even drink soda normally. It's something I used to rarely ever drink, but stress. Still not good. Still not good. But so like I was saying, modern society, they make drinking cool, funny, they romanticize it like, oh, here's my big wine glass. It's so big, just one glass, and like encouraging women to drink heavily and men to drink heavily, and they make jokes about it and like t-shirts and coffee mugs like, don't talk to me until I have my coffee. Ha ha. It's not funny. To say that you can't be social, you're just a cranky, miserable person until you have your fix of caffeine. That's not normal. That's not cool. That's not funny. It's not. The difference between me and a lot of people, to pat myself on the back here, is I'm honest. I'll straight up be like, yeah, I drink coffee. I'm leaning on it. This is horrible. Shouldn't do it. Whatever. I don't lie to myself. Try to be honest. And I try to constantly self-reflect, be self-aware, be accountable, and improve. That's what it's about. Cost two. I spent on alcohol. Say alcohol alone. So I didn't really get into a lot of other stuff. I'm not going to get into what I did or didn't do. Alcohol was most of my life. That was my thing. Countless. I could have owned probably another home or two or three by now if I didn't do that. No exaggeration. If you are an addictive person, you need to have healthy addictions, hiking, studying, etc. Absolutely. I store water to have coffee. Yeah, great. The creating helps me here. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like, having those things and having that, that occasional whatever, if you can control it and you're doing it, I say not in moderation. They say, oh, everything in moderation. No, there's heavily, there's moderate, and then there's sparingly or rarely. Go for rare. Don't go for moderation. Don't go for moderation. Moderation can be too much. Like, sugar. 1 or 2 times a week, have a little dessert here or there, whatever. All right, fine. Me, I'm having too much dessert lately. I admit it. I should stop. It's that simple. Just admit it. Creative, check out Google Maps for some fun stuff. Being a local guide is fun. That's very interesting. Creative, that's very interesting. So then let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. I believe that's biblical. And even, because I don't know the exact phraseology or verbiage, whatever word I should use, but the point is in the Bible. I just don't remember the one or more places that it's said in the Bible. But be sober minded, yeah, for sure. And it changes reality. Because, like, you know, a lot of people would say, I think my father might have said this, and I'm paraphrasing, and if not him, I think I've heard it personally, people say that once you do sober up, and, like, let's say you're around drunk people, you're kind of annoyed by them, like disgusted by them. And that doesn't mean you have to be judgmental or whatever. Like, I have people want to drink around me, cool, it's each their own. Just not for me. You do you, I'm gonna do me, whatever. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I could see how they could be annoying. Being like, you know, when you're in it and you're faded out and you know, whatever, but not talking properly, not speaking well, not enunciating, being sloppy, being rude, being obnoxious. I'm not saying everyone's like this, but there's levels to being drunk. I could drink back in, you know, let's just say I could drink a massive amount of alcohol and probably have a clear and coherent conversation with you, and you wouldn't even know I was drunk. Put it that way. But there were times where physiology, no matter how much people think their tolerance, whatever, there's only so much alcohol your body can handle before you start losing your motor skills and everything else. Yeah, like it's not fun. Like, you know, be sober at a club. Go to a bar, or not saying do this, but if you were to go to a bar, or go to a club and see a bunch of drunk people, whatever. A lot of times I feel like, yeah, you kind of have to be in that place to enjoy it. You got to be in a stupid place in order to even enjoy it. Boom! Freedom by Me. What's up, man? Freedom by Me writes, last time I was on your live chat, I just hit 2,000 subscribers. I should hit 3,000 tomorrow. That's awesome. I'm like legitimately happy for you, man. You're a good person. You deserve that. You're awesome. I think you deserve it. That's awesome. Round of applause for you, my freedom-loving brother. That is awesome. That's awesome. Glacier Shark writes, yes. I'm not sure what he's writing yes to. Oh, probably was that biblical, perhaps, maybe saying that, yes, that was biblical. Maybe. I've had tequila before. I've had it all. Let me paint a picture for you. I am of predominantly Irish and Italian ancestry, from New York, from a family that was all about that lifestyle. Oh, family wedding, what do? You get drunk. Family party, what do? You get drunk. I grew up in the restaurant industry, serving food and alcohol and wine and beer and liquor and cocktails, bartending at bars, bartending at clubs, surrounded by it. I mean, it was like, I don't want to say, it did not make my identity up. It was a big part of, it wasn't me. I could have said it was me, but it was not me, because that does not define me. It was a big part of what I did, big part of what I do. And a lot of times people make it like getting sober has to be some big thing, and you got to, like, to each their own, do whatever works for you. Do whatever works, y'all. Just that's my disclaimer. But so I'm just saying, like, just saying anyway, do whatever works for you. But a lot of times people think that, like, oh, if they go sober, they get sober, that becomes their identity too, and they have to do it a certain way. They have to go to AA, have to go this and that. You can just quit. You can just live your life and pretty much be the same or be the same. I would say arguably you'd be better. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say arguably, say you will be better without it. And just be the same, but better. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Doesn't have to be some broadcasted or announced thing. Just quit. Just quit. Do it in a safe way. If you have certain addictions and you have to detox safely, do all that. I'm not a professional. I'm not a medical professional. I'm just saying, you can do it. You could do it from my heart to whoever's watching this, or whoever will watch this. You could be sober. You absolutely can. It's possible. I'm telling you. I'm telling you from a person. What I was just talking about, that was a big part of my life. Big part of my daily life. Big part of everything I did. What do? We're going to the bars. We're going to the clubs. Boom, 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 boom. Again, Irish and Italian descent. I'm not saying that makes genetics. That's a whole different discussion. Who knows? Maybe there's a genetic inclination. Not going to go there. Well, there is or there isn't culturally big part of the culture there. In New York, bartending, serving, restaurant industry, a lot of my family members, almost all my friends, it's few and far between to live in New York where I'm from and meet people that don't drink. It's like everybody drinks. Not really, but it's like that. It feels like that because most people do. It's not uncommon for like, you know, a lunch on a Monday afternoon to see people getting smashed. Seriously. I know because I worked in the restaurant industry. Um, you can do it, folks. You can be sober. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. You could just like, you can just like, you can do it. You can quit, get support, get help, get accountable, get a sponsor, but just decide you can and do it. And don't be scared because there is life beyond that. And it doesn't have to define you. God made it easy for me. God made it easy for me. And I know it's God because it's it's a miracle. It's a miracle what happened to me getting sober the way I did it, how I did it, when I did it. It's a story for a different day. I would call it part of my testimony. God made it possible. And you can do all things through Christ. That's the truth. You can do all things through Christ. Freedom by me. Thanks, man. You're welcome, man. I'm a teetotaling husband and father preparing for the return of the King. Amen, brother. Amen, brother. That's great, man. And that's a great example to set. I'm so happy and proud, not in the self-exalting sense, but proud in a natural, normal way, in a positive way, I think. I'm proud to be that role model for, my wife and I, we have 2 sons. I'm proud to be that role model for them. Like here where I live now in the Midwest, I'm surrounded by people that just don't drink. It's normal. It's cool, fun, popular, cool, social people. They don't drink. There's a lot of them. It's not rare in New York where it's like, I don't know anyone like that. Like my pastor, he's a cool dude. I say dude, it's me just speaking, comes out of me anything disrespectful. This is how I talk. He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. He's got great personality, super social, He's around my age, like doesn't drink, never drank a day in his life. Never be bored around him, funny, conversational, cool guy. There's a lot of people like that. And that is motivating. People could say, wow, it is cool to be around people and just not always need that. Not always have that be the center or a big part of the social dynamic or the atmosphere. I've always just quit. That's awesome. It takes a strong person. Not to say that because I did that, because that is what I did. I just did it. But to be safe and fair, I will say people with certain addictions, even alcohol, you can go through seizures and people can pass away if they're not doing it medically. Do your research. If you need support, go get support. Do it. Go get help. Go to rehab. Whatever works for you. I'll just say, I'm not going to tell you anything because I'm not a doctor, but there's certain types of withdrawals and certain types of situations where going sober, being sober could be physiologically dangerous. I don't want to say that to deter you or discourage you from being sober because you should try to be sober. But be safe. I can take it or leave it and have with everything at one point or another in my life. Hey, that's awesome. That's strong personality right there. None of the people I used to drink with are my friends now. Dibin, that's interesting that you say that. Interesting you say that because there's some people that it's different now. Say I'm just around them and that's not the same dynamic, but it's still cool. Like we have let's say family through, not going to get into who they are, but there's a person or people that I'm friends with and kind of related to, and my wife's relatives, whoever, that they will drink around me. But I try not to be like the I don't have to be the party pooper because alcohol doesn't make parties fun. People make parties fun. Atmosphere, music makes party fun. Food makes parties fun. Jokes make parties fun. But it's different. It's a little different, and there could be parts of me that like miss that, but I don't miss it overall. I don't miss it overall because I know that it's overall way better without it. that I might miss the routine or the ritual of doing it or whatever. But even then, not really, really not really. Um, and there's certain people that I know that I probably would never hang out with again, or they wouldn't do it because it's what they do. Um, let's just say there's a neighbor I used to hang out with and do things I shouldn't do with, here in Missouri and drink and whatever. And I don't think he wants to hang out with me anymore. I think that he's kind of been strange, maybe because I'm not about that life anymore. I don't do that, and there's really not much we would do otherwise. And he's the kind of person I probably would only want to be drinking around anyways, because I probably wouldn't really like to be around him without drinking. As mean as that sounds, but exactly, don't have to define you. How's the weather out there? It's supposed to get cool here. The warmth is drawing here. Yeah, it's actually today was like I think according to the temperature in one of our vehicles, it said 61 degrees out. It felt warm. This beautiful sunny day. I was outside with my wife and our two sons today. It was a great day, nice day. It's nice, cool, kind of crisp fall day. I don't know what the temperature is outside. Um, it's been nice. It's been pretty nice. I mean, it's been dropped. I think it was maybe last night was like 40. I don't know what the temperature is out there now. Feeding by me, alcohol and heroin are two drugs that can kill you if you quit suddenly. That I know of. Okay, folks, got to run. Yeah, alcohol I've heard of, and heroin I've heard of too. I think I've heard of both of those. Could, but maybe not for everybody. But do your research, folks. Be safe. Okay, folks, got to run. Want to stop in and say hi, Triple H. Have a great night, all. Good night, Freedom by me. Thanks for stopping by, and congratulations, folks. If you want, give a big round of applause. A big congratulations for Freedom by me and his awesome success. He's a great person, hitting 3,000 subscribers. I don't know if he hit it already. He says he's going to hit 3,000, but that's amazing. That's awesome. Big congratulations to you, Freedom by me. You deserve it, and I hope you hit 5, and I hope you hit 10, and I hope you hit scores of thousands and hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers because your channel is super cool, and that's because you're super cool. Creative Redundancy says, take care, Freedom. Glacier Shark says, see you later, Freedom. Dibin, later, Freedom. I'm getting more ready for colder weather. Creative Redundancy says, cool. I'm maybe assuming in response to what I said about the weather. Yeah, I'm getting ready for colder weather too, man. It's in the Midwest. The one thing that they'll say here, and it's so true, is they'll say, if you don't like the weather, I'm paraphrasing and probably butchering what they say, but it's like, if you don't like the weather, wait a few minutes or just hang on for a little bit. It'll change. And it's true because it literally can be like 70 or 80 degrees one day during the daytime and the next day be like 40. Or like, it's crazy. Like one week we had, it can fluctuate dramatically here. 10, 20, 30, 40 degrees or something. It's just crazy. Overall, kind of predictable as far as seasons go. I love it. We got 4 seasons here. It's beautiful. It can get real cold in the winter. I think it was like 2 winters ago, give or take, maybe 3 winters ago. It was not this most recent winter, I think. I think it was 2 winters ago, maybe 3 winters ago, if that's how I should say that. Got to negative 18, negative 22 degrees. That's cold. That might have been the coldest I've ever. I don't remember that hitting that in New York. I might have seen negative teens in New York. Maybe it's hit that when I've been in New York. I assume it might have. I don't want to say must have, but I don't remember. But I mean, that might be the coldest weather I've ever experienced. I don't even know if I was outside, but I'm assuming I probably went outside for a little bit, but that was stupid cold. There was a period of cold, I think it was 2 winters ago, where I would walk outside and, without gloves on, and like within a minute or two, my hands were hurting. I mean, it's like fast. It was horrible. But I don't mind it. What is the best place in the Midwest to live? Missouri. A resounding Missouri. Quick answer, Missouri. Lots of freedom. Amazing people. Beautiful place. Great subculture of homesteaders and preppers, and proud in the positive sense, proud. Dignity. People that are trying to be self-reliant and helpful and just amazing. But that's all. I mean, I don't know other states around here, so I would say I'm partial to Missouri. That's my experience here. Being from New York compared to Missouri, much better place overall. And in general, I would say that people are nicer, kinder, and better personalities here. I'll put it that way than the people in my experience in New York in general. New York has also got a lot of awesome people. Chris Lopez Fitness, welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up? What's up? What's up? Thumbs up, hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the hello. Hello to you. I can see -20 to -40 here. Wow, that's brutal, man. That's brutal. Stay warm. It's no joke. See, that's people talk about prepping, and I talk about prepping, and I talk about the self-reliance, spectrum of self-reliance, and the spectrum of emergency preparedness. But just living certain places, you have to be prepared. You live in places that are dry and or like hot. Dry. I mean, hot and slash or dry places. I mean, it doesn't matter the order. You might have to prepare for it being dry. You might have to prepare for it being hot. You might have to prepare for it being dry and hot. Cold places, you might have to really prepare for like -40 degrees. What does that look like? Well, you're going to have certain clothing. You're going to have certain things to consider when it comes to your vehicles, your homes, heat, energy. Prepping is a part of life, whether people admit it or know it or not or whatever. Glacier Shark, see you later. See you later, Glacier Shark. Thanks for stopping by. Always, thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Thanks for your support. Definitely appreciate that. Always welcome. Always appreciate your input. You take care. Chris Lopez Fitness is a great channel right there. I definitely recommend connecting to Chris Lopez Fitness. She's a great supporter, and yeah, definitely highly recommend that. Chris Lopez Fitness. There's some people in this chat. Only got a couple of people here right now. I say only. It's because we had more before. Only, not because 2 people is not great. Anybody here is great. But just having, there's no such thing as only, because it's all about quality over quantity when it comes to supporters. And, quantity helps too, having a lot of people, but I don't mean only in the sense of like, oh, there's only 2, because even if there's 1 person watching, that's awesome. That's awesome. And 1 person's great, better than no people. So yeah, apparently 2 people here in the chat, and definitely recommend connecting to whoever's here. I definitely recommend, if you have time later when this thing's published or whatever, go back in this chat, watch the live stream chat, and connect to the channels in this chat, because there's some great supportive channels here. Or they might not be here right now, but there were some great supportive channels here if they're not here right now. I'm assuming it might be CR here right now. Yes, I have to, because it comes every year at this time. Wow. We'll prepare. And on that note, I'm going to roll, because I have a 45 to an hour drive home. And I'm going to try to get on that. And I really appreciate all of you folks stopping by. Thank you so much. Great conversations, as usual. And hope you're all well. CR, hey. Thank you for saying safe travels to me. That's awesome. I will try to travel safe. I hope you stay well, stay warm, prep up, man. Prep up, and take care, man. All right, everyone. Take care, proactive people. That's awesome. I love it. That's right. Proactive for sure. All right. That's the end of the live. I hope you folks are well, and please help us with those watch hours. That would be awesome. If you want to that would be really, really great support for the channel. That's what we need right now to get to our march towards monetization. So that would help us out. Take care, everybody.